morning. Actually, it's good afternoon already. I'm so happy you decided to join me. Um, so, for today's live stream, we are going to talk about a brand new course that I'm actually still creating, but I want to invite you to help me create it. Yeah, I want to hear from you. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I'll tell you how you can help me create it. So, the new course is the current working title is Local Visibility Roadmap. And it's kind of a marketing 101 course about how to market your business. So if you don't know who I am, I'm the small business guru, and I have been doing digital marketing since 2001. So it's 2025, so 24 years. I love the internet. And when I realized, like in 1996 is when I got my first AOL disc, America Online, you've got mail. I was like, oh my God, this is going to change the world. I immediately, like I saw, not literally, where we're at now with the internet. Like I could see that. I could see this happening. And I was like, whoa, this is something I want to be a part of starting immediately. And I started to learn everything I could about it. At the time, I had started to say digital marketing, just getting into digital marketing at the time. But at the time, I had a promotional products company called Giveaways Plus, and it was doing almost $1 million a year in business. And I had government contracts. I worked with MGM Grand, several of their properties in Las Vegas. On and on. There's at the time was 8 casinos in Oregon, and 5 of them did business with my company, Giveaways Plus. Then the internet came, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to change everything. And this is going to put newspapers out of business. Well, actually, it didn't do it. They became digital marketing companies that also provide news. So they're just doing it differently, which great. But I thought this is going to change everything. This is going to level the playing field in so many arenas. So I started to dig into it. So this is kind of my background. I mean, I started learning from many, many of the early pioneers in direct marketing, in online marketing. And one of these days I'll come and I'll tell you all the different people that I learned from. But I started buying every course I could get my hands on, going to different live events where I could hear from these people. By 2014, I eventually thought, I need a degree, because if I want to go work for a main company, they're going to want to know that I have a degree. Not necessarily my best decision, because it was very expensive. But I have a master's degree in internet marketing, and I got A's in every class but one. And I turned in a late assignment because it was an online course for this. And this was like a legitimate Full Sail university. So it's a legitimate college university course to get an accredited master's degree. And because it was all online, I had to have everything uploaded by 9 p.m. my time. And it was like 9:05 or something like that, because 9:03, I don't know, because I had a hard time getting it uploaded. And that's no excuse. I should have had it turned in. I could have had it turned in days ahead of time, but I didn't. I was 5 minutes late. And so I lost the letter grade. So straight A's except one class. And a lot of the stuff that I learned, I had actually already learned some aspect of it from all of these great people that were pioneering the internet. So, I mean, it was almost like validation, very expensive validation, that I've learned all this stuff, and this is great. I actually had one instructor tell me that I could probably come back and teach a course, which I'll create my own course. I don't need to teach for a university. I might be a guest, though, if you want to call me. So I have this goal, or this vision, of helping my clients to be better at marketing their own business. Now, you could fall in my vision, you could fall into 2 categories. One, you want to do it for yourself. Maybe you're brand new in business and you have more time than money, or you just want to get a feel for it, or, there could be a variety of reasons you want to do it yourself. So this will give you a starting point perspective, because a lot of times what I see business owners doing is they're asking questions like, should I advertise in a magazine? Is print dead? Do I need a website? Maybe just a booking site is good enough. Like if you're in the beauty business, I just need Acuity or Vagaro, or I just need a booking site. I have some thoughts on that. You might ask me, well, do I need social media? I have customers tell me all the time, I hate social media. I have people who tell me, I love social media. Oh my gosh, I love getting on and do. But whatever it is, you want to do it yourself. And you want to know that you're aiming whatever it is that you're doing at the right customer. Not everybody is your customer. And that's one of the things that we'll be learning in the local visibility blueprint. And you want to know, is social media going to capture that ideal client? Which platform? Do you need search engine optimization to show up on the first page of Google? Do you need a website as part of that or not? I've actually helped customers, and I don't normally recommend this, but I had one customer. She had a beauty salon. She already had clientele, but she wanted to grow her clientele and also bring in enough new walk-in clients or call-in clients to help the women that she was bringing into her salon build their clientele. Like new people would walk in, if she couldn't take them, she'd pass it on to one of the girls in her studio. And we did all of that without a website. What? Yes, and we did it online. Okay, so how do you do that? The two categories. The second category is, okay, maybe you have a budget to hire people to do this for you. How do you know what they're doing? I mean, maybe, I have people tell me all the time, I'm not very techie. And, I'll tell them, well, can you add me to your Google Analytics? What is that? What do I do with it? Like, how do I know if I have it? And how do I give you access? Like, there's all these questions, but you want to have somebody else do it. But you want to know, like, is this working? Like, phone's not ringing off the hook yet. Should I keep doing this? What's happening? This is what I'm going to teach you in the local visibility blueprint is, if you're doing it yourself, what is going to guide your decision making on what you need to do. Now, you still might need to take a course on how to do, better Instagram reels or stories or whatever. You might have to take a course on some aspects of your search engine optimization, so you show up on the first page of Google. This is not going to teach you how to do any one marketing campaign. This is going to teach you, this is how I get visible, and people in my local area know who I am and what I do, or when they have a need for what I do or what I offer, where can they find me at the moment of need? So that's what this course, Local Visibility Blueprint, is going to teach you. Okay, so who is this course for? If you're a small business owner who's struggling to get noticed online, you're not getting a lot of follows, likes, attention, whatever on your social media. Nobody ever comes to your website, or if they do, it's usually to try to sell you something. And you're a business owner that wants to market smarter and not harder. This course might be for you. We're going to do a quick overview of the local visibility roadmap. And we're going to talk a little bit about the AIDA, A-I-D-A, marketing framework. And I'm going to try to give you at least one thing you can do today. I'm not going to try. I am going to give you one thing that you can do today, if you're brave, tomorrow, if you need to think about it, and don't overthink, to begin your improvement on your local visibility. Okay? So drop me a comment if you've ever felt overwhelmed and frustrated trying to get more local customers online. Send me an emoji that tells me how you feel. So comment below with an emoji about how you feel about your own marketing, whether you're doing it yourself or trying to do it yourself, or you have people working for you and they're doing, maybe you've hired somebody to do your social media, or you've hired somebody to do your SEO, which is search engine optimization. How does it make you feel? Do you feel qualified and prepared to give direction to the people you've hired or to do it yourself? I want to know what your questions are. I want to know how you feel about your own marketing. So, the number one visibility problem that local businesses face. So many business owners focus on what they do. So maybe you fix hair, permanent cosmetics, maybe you fix heating and air conditioning. You're an HVAC person. Maybe you put roofs on houses. Maybe you clean those roofs. Whatever it is, most and probably it's a reasonable thing that you focus on what you do because that's what you do. But they don't know how to maybe identify their customer, their ideal customer, and to help those ideal customers find them. Common mistakes that I see business owners make is they just rely on word of mouth. You know what? If you have plenty of money and you don't really need to pay your bills with what you earn from your business, then please rely 100% on word of mouth. Because even if you are a stellar practitioner at what you do, word of mouth is just not going to build your business very fast at all. Like, it just isn't, especially in this day and age where people have access to so many and so much right from the phone in the palm of their hands. Word of mouth is going to get trumped by this every time. Every time. Second common mistake is they don't have a website. You can build a business without a website, but you're going to make it a lot harder on yourself. People go to websites just to find out who you are and what you do. And you can educate them on why you or why your service right from your website. It is a small investment. Never think of your website as an expense. Look at it as an investment. Okay? And we can talk more about that because it also depends on if it might be an expense if it's not making you any money at all. So we'll talk about that more in my course. Or if you do have a website, I've seen some people build their own website, and while it looks really pretty, it looks great, nobody ever goes there unless they say, here's my website. Here's the, www.xyzcompany.com. Go to my website. You might get somebody that clicks on that. But when they're in a moment of crisis or need or desire, will they find you when they're looking for what you do? You get to decide. Okay. Or they post on social media without a strategy. They're like, I don't know what to do. Maybe you're just showing, static posts. You're not doing reels because you hate video. Or maybe, you just don't know what to do. Like, you don't have a strategy. Like, there are some things that you do on social media to grow an audience. So these are your regular followers. These are people who are maybe not necessarily ready to buy, but you're creating awareness. Here I am. Here's what I do. And then some of your posts will be more informational. Like, hey, did you know common mistakes are, or I wished I would have known, things that capture their attention and make them aware of something that they maybe didn't know about your product or service. I'm going to pause this for just a moment. This is a live, so maybe we'll clip this out later. I don't know. Okay. You do have to have a strategy to do social media and get the most out of it. That's just the way it is. Or you might be expecting customers to just come once they're like, well, of course, like, especially if you have brick and mortar business, that you have a business, down on Main Street, and you're like, well, I got a sign out and I've got, things, displays in my window. People are just going to come in. No, not in this day and age. People used to be, you could get walk by traffic, people walking in the downtown area, and they'd see what was in your display and they'd stop in. People probably still do that, but I think we're more culturally conditioned to see something in the window and go online and look for it, and maybe buy it right there on the spot without ever walking in the door. They could buy it from your competitor, they could buy it from Amazon, or they could buy it from you. I'm going to show you how to not only be seen, but create the desire that causes them to take action. So this course, Local Visibility Blueprint, is a starting point. It is a step-by-step roadmap that attracts customers at every stage of their journey. So let's talk a little bit about the customer journey. First of all, it starts with, who is your ideal customer? What's their location? So they're in Salem, Kaiser. Like if you're in, Las Vegas, are they in Las Vegas or Henderson or, something close there? So locality. And like I happen to be here in Salem, Oregon. You might be thinking of a particular neighborhood like West Salem, because the homes over there, there's enough homes over there that might already have a 20-year-old roof, which would be the perfect client for me to say, hey, I can help you with replacing that roof, versus a part of town where there's only new homes built that have been built, let's say, in the last 5 years. Probably not going to be a very productive marketing effort to market into that neighborhood because the roofs are too new. If you're a roofer trying to get roofing business, right? So you got to pick a location. Your ideal customer demographics. Are they male? Are they female? Are they maybe both? How much do they earn? Are they a single individual, or are they a couple, that is maybe has 2-income household? You might want to know what their problems are. Not all their problems, but as it relates to what you do, their pain points. Are they frustrated? Does it cause them fear? You need to understand the psychographics, the mindset of your ideal customer. And you may not know your ideal customer right out of the gate. So I have a former customer. He's actually sold his business now, so he is no longer a customer. When he started his business as a carpet cleaning service. And he first started with apartment buildings, and he built a relationship with them, and he would go in and clean. So that's, I might not be saying this like he would, but from what I understand, that was quick and easy business. So, he could be cleaning carpets all day because they've got these property management companies might have more than one apartment complex, and there's always people moving in and out. And if they've got their regular person, they could just pick up the phone and call, hey, let's call Abby Carpet Cleaning. Let's get him in here. Somebody's moving out. Somebody's going to move in. Let's get these carpets cleaned. But then somewhere down the line, he shifted to particular neighborhoods in our area where these were nice homes, maybe, that had beautiful carpets. So they were maybe not the quick, lots of turnover cleanings like what with the property management company, but this was a customer that maybe had higher end carpet. They were willing to pay a little bit more to take care of it. I don't know what all the demographic and psychographic elements might be of that particular customer, but he changed his focus and his marketing from the property management and cleaning apartment buildings and rentals of all sizes to marketing to people that live in high-end homes. His income changed when he made that change. So if you don't know who your ideal market is, it's kind of like shooting in the dark. It's like, it's kind of hit or miss. You might get a lot of customers or you might get no customers. But the thing about understanding your ideal customer is your marketing message can talk to them as if you understand them. And when they hear it, they're like, yep, she's talking to me. Yep, that's me. I need that. I got to have what she or he is offering. Now you need to know not only who your ideal customer is, and that's what I'm going to teach you in the local visibility blueprint, is how to map that out and then how to adapt it as your business grows. Like, what kind of questions do you want to ask yourself about location, demographics, psychographics? What are their pain points? What questions do you want to ask yourself about the interactions you've had with your business? How can you open it up to who you think is your ideal customer and say, what are you struggling with and how can I help you? Sometimes they will give you all the clues you need, which, by the way, I would like for you to tell me, what do you need to know about your marketing? Do you have a document where you say, this is my ideal customer. I know exactly who they are. I have one customer. Not many of my customers do this, even though they're currently working with me, but I have one customer who has so documented he says, I know who she is. He knows it's a woman and he knows what she's after and he knows how to talk to her. He knows how to market to her. And his business is growing. He's one of the top movers and shakers in his business category in the local area because he understands who his customer is. Where do those customers look for solutions? Now, I do search engine optimization for the major search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing. I don't focus as much on social media. I have lots of information to share with you, though, which I will inside of the course. And I might refer you to somebody who focuses on social media if you need additional help. But the more you know about who your ideal customer is, the better you'll be at identifying where do they look for solutions. Do they ask their neighbor? Do they go on social media? Because social media is now becoming a place to search for products and services. Used to be predominantly search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo. And you kind of have to have this understanding because then okay, if I'm here, my ideal customer will find me and I can develop interest, make them aware of me, develop interest and desire, and be there at the moment when they're ready to make a buying decision. And they've already identified me. Oh, I know Melody, she does search engine optimization. So now I want more action from my website. I think I'll give her a call. But if I haven't created a high visibility for myself and my company, it's like crickets chirping over here. I've got to be known in my community. That's what we're going to be talking about in Local Visibility Blueprint. And it's not going to be just everything online. I'm going to give you some networking strategies where you can network in your community. And it's one piece of the puzzle. Like if you have a 500-piece puzzle and you're missing one piece, if it's the bushes in the corner, that might not make much of a difference other than to have a hole where a piece should be. But if the piece of the puzzle is somebody's face, that could be pretty instrumental to enjoying that puzzle. So marketing your business is like fitting all the right gears together or all the right puzzle pieces together to create a complete picture for your customer, visibility, so your customer can find you and hire you when they have a need. And then key strategies. Google My Business optimization. We're going to talk about local SEO. What does that even mean with your keywords? And should you have a blog? And what happens if you start one and you don't keep it up? Backlinks. What the heck are backlinks? So those are links from other people's websites that point to you, that link to you. Well, what backlinks are important and how do you get them? We'll talk about that. Social media presence. I am a firm believer that every business, like it or not, needs a social media presence somewhere. All the platforms may not be for you and your business, but find at least a platform where your people hang out and talk to them there. I mean, it's free. It's like, I don't know if they still have them because I typically only watch streaming. I almost never watch just traditional television. But remember the late night infomercials, Suzanne Summers and the Thigh Master. I can't think of the guy's name, but he talked about running one. He says, I made this much money in my one bedroom apartment. Don Lepre, I think that's his name. I mean, or Richard Simmons. Maybe you're too young to even remember any of this, but they used to have these late night infomercials, and it would be sometimes many hours long, but they would tell case histories, and they would talk about the product or the service, and they would, have their past customers come on and tell how this totally changed their life. You can do that with social media. You can get on and do a live stream and do your own late night infomercial. Well, I'm doing my live stream middle of the day at lunchtime. I hope you come back and join me the next live stream. Ask me your questions. I want to answer you. Sometimes I do a free consultation and I answer tons of questions. Sometimes my customers send me an email and say, this is what's happening and I need to know this. And I'll create them a short video and an article to go with it. And they're like, yes, this is exactly what I needed. Let me show you how to tap into who your ideal customer is. Find out where they're hanging out so you can communicate with them and create a strategy for your visibility and all the pieces that are part of it and how to decide what you need to do for your product or service. Another key strategy that we're going to talk about is networking and community events. I am a veteran referral partner. If you want referrals, and I'm part of a BNI chapter, so we have one person per category, one life insurance agent, one financial planner, one realtor, one mortgage broker, one pampered chef lady, one doTERRA essential oils lady, all the things. So I have this team that I refer to, like these are my core people that are ready to serve my clients if I should want to refer them. But I have room for a lot more in other locations. So I want to teach you how to be that networking, community builder, engagement magnet. There will be a piece in the course, local visibility blueprint on that topic. And then we're going to go through the awareness, interest, and desire customer journey. So that awareness piece was what I just talked about. Who's your ideal customer? Where do they go for solutions? And what are the key strategies or marketing outlets where you can get in front of them? The next thing is interest. You want to stand out from your competitors. So I have this one client that I'm working with. It's tgskiles.com, and he's an HVAC person. And as far as I know, he is the only HVAC company in town, maybe the state of Oregon, that I'm not 100% sure on, that offers something called smart maintenance. And it's a way to check what's happening with your HVAC system from your app, from an app on your phone. So let's say you put this in you're an adult and you have parents, senior citizen parents that are in their own home and they're mostly okay, or maybe they're not. Maybe it's almost time for them to be in some assisted living, but you want to monitor their HVAC system. You don't want them somehow getting too hot or too cold or whatever the case may be. And you can manage it from the app in your phone. You could have rentals and manage it, commercial property, and you're managing, especially if you're offering to pay the utilities for them. There's all these options and opportunities that smart maintenance would be a godsend. So we talked yesterday and I said, this is a big deal. We need to promote. This is what you need for your high visibility. There are people who want to protect the investment in their home or in their investment property or their family's home, adult children, adult parents. Well, of course, all parents are adults. We hope so. Aging parents. This is amazing. You need to get some visibility over this. So that's one of the things that we're working on. Because you want to capture somebody's attention and interest. You want to have the website essentials, so clear messaging, fast loading, mobile friendly. Content marketing, that might come in blog posts, videos, case studies. Building trust, which would be reviews, testimonials, social proof. That's the interest phase. Those are methods, ways, strategies, tactics that can help you develop interest to help you stand out above your competitors. And then desire. Remember, we talked about awareness, interest, desire. Helping them understand why they want to work with you instead of your competitors. So you want to be able to help them understand what makes you the right choice. You want to craft a unique selling proposition. You can say, I repair and install heating and air conditioning. Well, so does your competitor. But if you say, I not only do that, but I help you to manage it with an app on your phone, and then elaborate on how that can help them save time or money or frustration. And then lead magnets. Now, not all lead magnets fit every company. You might, one kind of business might use an ebook, a checklist, a discount. And that's part of what we're going to talk about in this local visibility course is how do you develop a lead? Now, the lead magnet, here, what's the purpose of a lead magnet? You can get them to be just observing you to getting closer to doing business with you. And they get closer to hearing more about who you are and what you do and how you can solve their pain points, solve their problems. Now, if I'm talking about, let's say, cheese, this is kind of a random thing, cheese, and I'm sending this message out and I'm wanting to get visibility for cheese, and somebody who is grossed out by cheese hears that message, they're going to stop listening. So I'm not going to spend any time at all trying to get them interested because they don't even like cheese. But what I do want to do is I want to talk to the person who says there are two kinds of food, cheese and foods that go good with cheese. My sister, that's her favorite phrase. Only two kinds of food, cheese and foods that go with cheese. Okay, you might say wine. People who are interested in wine or foods that go with wine. So we're going to teach you how to create some kind of a tool, lead magnet, that will maybe get this person, not the person who doesn't like cheese, but the person who loves cheese, to subscribe to something that you're offering, like get on your email list. Maybe you have cheese tasting events at all the wineries in town. I don't know. And so you're going to send them a calendar of all the places you're going to be. I don't know. We will sit and talk through what are the things that bring them into your universe so you can communicate with more intimacy as it relates to your business and more regularity. So if somebody gets on my email list, I'm going to be talking to them about search engine optimization. I might tell them that Google just had an algorithm change and some of the rankings may have dropped. Or, and this was actually, I think, the latter part of 2024, Google had something weird going on with reviews and many businesses lost a whole bunch of reviews. And then they had to contact Google to get them back. And I don't necessarily want to cover all the details of that, but I might share that in an email and say, hey guys, heads up. If this has happened to you, it's happened to other businesses. If it's happened to you, this is what we need to do to fix that. So that brings you closer into my inner circle if you're on my email list. And I'm telling you important and informative things to help you have the visibility that you need to market your business. So then we'll be talking about what, once you bring these leads in, so they're on your email list, they're following you on social media, they're actually subscribed to you on YouTube. Now what? How do you message them? Hold on, we'll call that person back. How do you message them? How do you connect with them so that you can eventually say, look, just hire me to do it. I can do that for you. And I'm looking at my list. Here's my notes, and we're almost done here. Okay, so now the final step is action. How do you get them to take action? You convert followers, visitors, lurkers into customers. How do we get them to take the next step? Book a call, visit, purchase. You want to be able to craft a strong call to action. Now, buy now, BUYNOW, buy now is a great call to action, but it might need to be, so that's like, so that's a piece of chicken if you were cooking. Buy now is like your staple protein, but how you season it is what you, to get them to come back. So to get them to buy from you, you might remind them of the fear they want to leave behind or the frustration they no longer want to deal with. So buy now, or call now, or schedule a quote now. So we're going to help you to craft a strong call to action. And then how do you create a sense of urgency so that they will do this now? They have a little bit of the FOMO, fear of missing out. You can give them a limited time offer, or you can say, new customers get 20% off. And the deadline is, June of this year. Whatever. How do you create that sense of urgency so they're really more motivated to make a buying decision today rather than later? And follow-up strategies. It could be follow-up to getting them on your lead magnet. So if you send them an ebook, you might ask them, did you read on page 5 where I talk about X, Y, and Z and how that's going to make your life so much easier? Well, maybe they haven't even read the ebook yet, but when you send them that follow-up email, they may be like, well, I'll go read page 5 because making my life easier is exactly what I want to do. So how to create those follow-up messages. And maybe they've become a client. So they purchased something from you. And, maybe it's something like a course. And maybe then, well, I'm not even going to go there yet. That's something I'm going to talk about later. But after they've purchased, like, you purchase this XYZ product to solve XYZ problem. Did you know it also does this? If you haven't yet experienced this in the product or service, this is what you need to do to get this experience. So there's a lot of messaging, because in many cases, it's not just one customer interaction that you want. You want them to keep coming back. You want them to buy it in bigger quantities. You want them to tell their friends. Your marketing messaging should be designed to create that kind of a relationship. So let's do a quick wrap up. So first of all, ask me anything, whether it's now or later. Put a comment in the comments below. Put your question down there. What is it that you want to know? Now, I'm not interested in asking questions about, why did I do my hair this way? Why am I wearing a red and white striped shirt? By the way, this is my Where's Waldo shirt, and you should never want your business to be a Waldo. Never, never, never. Don't be a Waldo. I don't want questions about how old I am. I don't want questions about, I want questions about what you want to know as a local business owner, how to market your business. Because there's a possibility that I will put that in my course, answer that question. I may just answer it in the next live stream. Just ask me your question. So I want to know what your biggest challenge with local marketing and which parts of the AIDA framework are you using and which ones do you struggle with? How do you make your customers aware? That's the first A. How do you develop interest? So they're like, oh, yeah, she does SEO. Why should I care? If you're a small business owner, then I'm building interest. If you're not getting more business than you can handle, maybe it's because not enough people know what you do. And then desire. How do I get them to go from, oh, that's interesting, tell me more, to like, oh my gosh, I can't do without it. That's when you get to desire, and then they're ready to take an action. And sometimes it's something outside of your marketing message that is actually going to cause them to take action, like a leaky roof or a heater that doesn't get the house warmed up. That's going to motivate them. But what's going to motivate them to choose you is what you do with your attention, awareness, interest, and desire in all of your marketing. So maybe they're seeing it when they don't need you, but when they do, you will have been memorable. Okay. Visibility is not luck. It's a strategy. And sometimes you have to do things that are a little bit uncomfortable, like making a video, getting on and doing a live stream. Very uncomfortable for me. I love to talk so much. I do. It's a good thing or a bad thing. But I love getting on the phone with my clients and prospects and answering their questions and helping them understand what's going to help them market their business. So yes, of course, I'm in business to make money because I have bills to pay, and I have kids that, like to get Christmas presents and whatnot. I like to eat. But the real reason I'm in business and the real reason I'm doing this is for stories like this. Back in 2019, a young woman came to me and said, okay, I watched your webinar. I did a webinar. I honestly, at the moment, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a 6-part series, basically a masterclass on visibility for your business. I called it something different. And she built her own website. And it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. And then she heard me talk about search engine optimization, and she said, that's a full-time job. That's so much I need to know about that. I'm not sure I can do it. So she hired me. It was in November of 2019. By the end of 2020, so her goal was to get to 6 figures. Just hit that 6-figure mark. And she'd only had her license as an esthetician for about 5 months. At the end of 2020, one of the things that she told me that just really, I was like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. She said, my husband quit his job because he was the primary breadwinner in the house when she started this. He quit his job so he could be a stay-at-home dad with our toddler. Isn't that a beautiful story? Like she went from, a few thousand a month. I don't know exactly what her income was when she started, but it was not enough to support the household. Her husband was taking care of that, and together, it was a 2-income household. And then instead of focusing on childcare for their daughter, he was able to be a stay-at-home dad. That is why I do what I do. Another gentleman started his business, and he actually does quite a bit on his own to create his visibility. And frequently we will talk, and he'll bounce ideas off of me, ask me questions, whatnot. He came to me for doing his SEO campaigns. And that was about less than a year ago. But it was a piece of the puzzle, the SEO for his website. I also built his website. That was a piece of the puzzle because, like I said, he's actually doing quite a bit on his own that helped him to buy a house this year. Whoa, those are the stories I want to hear. So that's my goal in creating the local visibility blueprint, is to take the many, many new and young, and I mean young as in time as having owned the business, not young chronological age of yourself, but new or young business owners who want to increase their visibility to get more business. Because let me tell you, no matter what's going on in the economy, there are certain products and services that people will always spend money on. And you always want visibility to get in front of the right customer. Because in a lot of cases, in just about any economy, there is a piece of the population that will make money in any economy. They have plenty of money. They know how to make more. They know how to find and capitalize on opportunities in any economy. They will be willing to spend money with you. Why not you? But you have to get visible. They have to be able to find you. They have to be aware of who you are, what you do, and problems you can solve. This course, Local Visibility Blueprint, will get you started on the right track to doing that. Now, if you're serious about growing your local business, Local Visibility Roadmap, I want you to comment below and say, tell me more. And as I get closer to the completion of this course, I will update you. Subscribe to my channel here on YouTube because I'm going to be talking about it over the next few months until I'm ready for the launch. If you're watching the replay instead of on the live, please put your comments below. Check out my website if you just want to know more about me. My website is The Small Business Guru, GURU.com. TheSmallBusinessGuru.com. None of the information on the course is up there yet, but that's just give you an overview of who I am, what I do, questions I answer. My blog, it's under resources. I answer a lot of those blog posts are questions that my actual real customers asked me, and I turned them into an article or a blog post for them. Sent them maybe the draft version, the Google Doc version. And then I was like, I should post that on my blog. I think I'll do that. So I just put it up on my blog. So you can follow me there, read my blog posts. But I want to thank you so much for joining. I want your questions. And I'm going to check here because I didn't have the chat open. Let's see. No, that's okay. We didn't have any questions today and comments. But if you're listening to this in the replay, please put your questions in the comments. The questions need to be limited to questions about local visibility for your business, how to market your business. Keep your questions to that space. And I will see you, hopefully, tomorrow. It's Melody Campbell, the Small Business Guru. I am your guide. If you're wondering what a guru is, because people sometimes talk about guru kind of negatively, like, oh, she's, don't listen to all those gurus. Guru just means a guide. I am your guide to get more business. I am your guide to local visibility for your business. If you want to know more, come back to my live stream. If you want to know more, wait for the announcement that I'll be dropping soon about access to my course on the Local Visibility Blueprint. We'll talk to you tomorrow.